Hello, my name is Dr. Martin. I am an instructor with Ball State University, and today we are going to go over functional relationships and applied behavior analysis. A very important characteristic of applied behavior analysis is the importance of a functional relationship between behavior and the environment. That is, between your target behavior and your intervention. Is a relationship in which one variable changes systematically according to the value of another. Now, to really understand the importance of the functional relationship, let's look at our 7 dimensions of behavior. As you know, they are applied, behavioral, analytic, technological, conceptually systematic, effective, and generality. I'm going to focus specifically on analytic. A study is analytic when the experimenter has demonstrated a functional relation between the manipulated events and a reliable change in some measurable dimension of the target behavior. That is, when you can show that the independent variable is functionally responsible for the change in the dependent variable, you can say that you have a functional relationship. Now, let's look at an example. Let's say that I have a theory that eating a banana can increase smiles. So my theory is if you eat a banana in the morning, then you will have an increase in smiles throughout the day. So I want to show that there is a functional relationship between the banana and smiles. Only when we show that our independent variable is responsible for the change in the dependent variable do we have a functional relationship and are analytic according to the 7 dimensions of behavior. So only when I can show that eating a banana is responsible for the increase in smiles can I say that I have a functional relationship between the two. This is where single subject designs come in, single subject research designs. Our ability to show a functional relationship will depend on the experimental design chosen. For example, an AB-AB withdrawal design will show a functional relationship far better than a simple AB design. Now, why is that? Let's look at 2 graphs. Let's look at an AB graph and an AB-AB withdrawal graph. In the first graph, the AB graph, you can see that the number of cigarettes smoked per day decreased when the intervention was implemented. In baseline, the participants smoked a range of 7 to 10 cigarettes per day, and when the intervention was implemented, it decreased to 0 to 5 cigarettes per day. Now, looking at that, you could say that, when the participant received the treatment, the number of cigarettes smoked decreased. But can I truly say that there is a functional relationship between the two? What if there were other things that were happening? What if there are other variables that could have caused the decrease in cigarettes smoked per day? Now look over at the other graph. Let's look at the AB withdrawal graph. And we're looking at the frequency of inappropriate comments during health class. If you look at baseline, you can see that the participant, had an average of a range of 10 to 12 inappropriate comments in baseline. Now, when the individual received the treatment in the intervention phase, the frequency of comments decreased down to, that looks like 3 to 5, a range of 3 to 5 comments. Now, just like the AB design, you can see that the number of comments did in fact decrease when the participant received the intervention, when the participant received the treatment. But can I truly say that there is a functional relationship? Can I truly say that the decrease in comments was caused by my treatment and nothing else? Well, if I use the AB design and let's say that I remove the treatment and I go back to baseline. So I remove the treatment and I want to see what happens with comments when the participant does not have my treatment. As you can see in the graph, the number of comments increased. It went from 3 to 5 back up to, that looks like 7 to 12. And then when I implemented my intervention again, it decreased again in the same manner that it decreased the first time when I gave the participant my treatment, my intervention. So when I look at this graph, I can see that without my treatment, the individual had a higher number of comments, but when the individual had my treatment, the number of comments decreased. So the DV was changed. It was affected by the IV, the independent variable, my treatment. So in this case, I can say that there is a functional relationship because by giving the participant my intervention and seeing the behavior drop, and then removing my intervention, seeing it increase, and then giving it again and seeing it drop in the same manner, I can say that my intervention was responsible for the change in behavior. This is where that functional relationship comes in place. Let's look at a multiple baseline design. As you know, in a multiple baseline, and this is a multiple baseline across subjects, two subjects receive baseline at the same time. And once the data is stable, the first participant receives the treatment. And then once we see stable data in the treatment for the first participant, we give the treatment to the second participant. So in the first participant, let's see, we have 0 to 2. So our behavior is at a frequency of 0 to 2. But then when intervention was implemented, when the participant was given the treatment, it increased to, let's see, that looks like 6 to 10, it increased. So I'm seeing once my data is stable with the first participant, then I give the intervention to the second participant, and I can see that the second participant also went from a range of 0 to 2 up to, it looks like 8 to 10, 9 to 10. So I can see that the behavior in the second participant also increased in the same manner. So in this instance, I can say that there is a functional relationship between the behavior and my intervention. Again, remember, a functional relationship is very important in applied behavior analysis. If you're not familiar with the 7 dimensions of behavior, I encourage you to go back and read the Baer article. Here is the reference for you. And then if you're not familiar with experimental or single subject research designs, I encourage you to review your Cooper book for that material. As always, if you have more questions, please do not hesitate to contact your instructor. Thank you so much for listening.